Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're going to go ahead and review a fragrance from the house of Sospiro / Xerjoff, and you can see I kind of put that in the title as well. It is none other than Allegro. So here's the bottle. It's got this gold-plated bottle. It's actually a very beautiful bottle. It feels like, I guess you could say, like felt, or I forgot the term that I'm actually thinking in my head, but kind of like a velvety type of a feel to it. The cap, it's metal. It's got this, I guess you could say, gold painting. It's not gold itself, but you know. Cap comes off. It says there. It says Sospiro Collection on the front of it. There we go, Sospiro Collection, and then Sospiro Collection, and then Allegro. So very beautiful bottle, very nice presentation. It says Sospiro on the top of it. Now this is actually, now when I say from Xerjoff and from Sospiro, it's actually called Sospiro Perfumes. However, apparently it is an offshoot of Xerjoff, something that Xerjoff created kind of separately. So when you see it listed, a lot of times you're just going to see Sospiro with no mention of Xerjoff, and you probably won't even know that it's from Xerjoff unless you read like the press release or anything like that. But yes, this is from Xerjoff, and you won't see it on the bottle. But for this fragrance review, we're just going to go with Sospiro, okay? Now, it's available in mainly one size, 100 milliliter. Now, availability right now, you really can't buy it in the US anywhere. I've looked around a lot, and you may be able to. If anyone sees this and they see the review and they see someplace, let me know. But as of right now, I didn't see any. I see a lot of places in Europe, or I'm not even gonna say a lot. I like 3 places in Europe that still carry it, that still sell it. But overall, it looks like it's just sold out at this point. And on those, I guess you could say, rare fragrance shelves or anything like that. It retailed for $370, around $370. I think it was around $370, $400 basically. So you're looking at a very expensive fragrance for 100 milliliters. Now, is it worth the price? Well, we're going to go ahead and get into that. All right. Let's start with the notes. The notes consist of, at the top, we have bergamot, grapefruit, pink pepper. In our mid, we have lavender, rose, and floral notes. And in our base, we have sandalwood, oud, cashmere, or cashmere, probably just wrong that, and amber. So, what do you get when you smell this? When you smell this scent right off the bat, you get a very smooth kind of spray on it. You know, with most fragrances, how you spray them and you'll get this alcohol hit with that. With this, you don't get that. It's very smooth off the bat. It's got a very pleasant citrus. The bergamot and the grapefruit give it this nice little tinge. But really what's kind of sinks in with this one is the floral notes. They kind of mix in with the citrus and give it this long-lasting impression, basically. So the citrus in most fragrances that you come across really dies off, and it kind of replaces it with almost like a woody vibe or whatever the base note is of that scent. It doesn't do that with this scent. With this scent, the citrus stays throughout the entire fragrance. And so this is one of those citrus scents that lasts. Now, it's citrus and florals mixed together, so it's not strictly citrus, but you get my point. As it kind of develops a little bit, it turns into this, it doesn't really turn into this fragrance because the fragrance kind of stays a little bit linear after the first, I want to say, 20 minutes of the fragrance. But you start to get a little bit more of the amber and a little bit more woods kind of sitting underneath. And when I say sitting underneath, I mean sitting underneath because the citrus and the floral is still the most prominent notes and the most prominent thing that you get from it. I also kind of smell this little musty or musky type of a smell that's sitting in the background, and I noticed it just because I'm particularly sensitive to musk-like smells. There's no musk that's actually listed in the notes, but that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, if I was to compare this, there are 2 fragrances that smell very similar to this, in my opinion. They are Bond No. 9's Hamptons and Creed's Silver Mountain Water. This is closer to Bond No. 9 Hamptons, and as a test, what I actually did is I have Hamptons as well. Still haven't gone around to reviewing it. But as a test, I put them both on both arms, wore them, throughout the entire day, did normal testing and stuff, and they're both very, very similar. In fact, when I would go up to people and say, hey, smell this, they would, look at me and be like, oh, I'm smelling the same thing. That's what they would say. They would think that they were the same thing. Now, I could tell the slight difference just because, I guess psychologically and mentally, I know that they're 2 different fragrances, and also, they don't smell identical, but they do smell similar, right? So, if I was to compare the 2, and if you've smelled Bond No. 9 Hamptons, Bond No. 9 Hamptons takes I guess you could say, a little more of a lighter note to it. It still remains uniform, but This one, Allegro, is definitely, it definitely keeps its composure. When you spray it on, basically what I'm saying at like minute 1, that's pretty much the strength and the projection that you're going to get at minute, 500 or whatever it may be. That's what you get with it. And, for it, it's mixed well, it's blended well, and the performance on this is extremely good. Especially for a citrus, it's extremely good. All right? So, yes. Yeah, bond number 9, it's close to bond number 9 Hamptons, and it's close to Silver Mountain Water as well. As far as when I like to wear this, I like to wear this actually on a rainy day. I think this is perfect for a rainy day. I've worn it on one rainy day so far when testing it, but I've worn Hamptons on other rainy days, and again, find those similar, and to me this is perfect for a rainy type day. It just has this feel to it that it just reminds me of rain. It reminds me of not really fresh cut grass, but wet grass, and just a very, I guess you could say, kind of like uplifting type of a scent. And really this kind of pulls it across. Spray wise, I go about 3 sprays with it. I don't go too much, just because you don't really need to go too much on this one because of the performance on this. Great projection, great longevity, and great sillage. Longevity wise, I'm talking about at least 10 hours. 10 hours going strong with a citrus floral type scent. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's actually very excellent. The sillage, you're going to leave a nice little scent trail behind you. At the same time, people are going to smell you off of it. So it's not one of those slacking citruses as well. As far as season goes, perfect spring fragrance. I say it's a good summer fragrance as well. Definitely for the warmer weather, you want to pull this one out in. You can definitely wear it, in winter months as well too. I just feel, because of its nature, it feels a lot better for the warmer climates and the warmer months. It's also one that you really want to try on your skin, just because this is one that interacts a little bit differently with people's skin, just because of the fact that it holds so well on your skin as well too. It's one that comes off, ones that comes off, it can come off feminine on a woman, and it can come off masculine on a man. So it does have that dual personality to it. Work and casual situations are the best situations that I can kind of see for this one. You can definitely pull this one off at work. You can definitely pull this one going off casual. I personally wouldn't wear it for, romantic occasions, going out to the club or anything like that, but you certainly could, just not my cup of tea. And age group, I recommend 18 plus for this one. Again, if you're younger, feel like pulling it off, go nuts. Nobody's stopping you. Let's go ahead and get into the ratings. So I recently took this one out and actually had people smell it, had 100 different people smell it in Times Square, and the results were 73 people liked it. Of the 73 people who liked it, their comments were that it was clean, that it was professional, that it was crisp. Those were really the 3 top compliments for this. Of the people who disliked it, there were 12 people who disliked it. The people who disliked it, they really had a common theme to it. They either said that it was too floral, or they said it was too musty. Yes, musty was a word. I think it's musky, but musty was the word that they actually used with it. So, musty basement, think of like that. Which is kind of contrasting, but either way, it's what they said. I just report what they say, okay? And there were 15 people who thought it was neutral. So the rating for this fragrance. What am I going to give this fragrance as a rating? I'm going to be very careful with the rating on this. And there's a lot of explanation for it. The rating I give this one is a 7 out of 10. Now, you may have heard me, and I did say absolutely glowing things about that, and I want to add a little addendum rating to it. I say that it gets a 10 out of 10, if not for the price. I think it is an absolutely magnificent fragrance if not for the price. It's a very expensive fragrance, and $400 for this fragrance I really can't justify. In fact, if you were to recommend, or if you were to ask me, should you get this or should you get Hamptons or anything like that, I have a hard time justifying the prices. I guess you could say for this. It's an excellent fragrance, don't get me wrong, and for citrus, even for a citrus, you get the longevity that you would out of normal fragrances for this. So it's definitely no slouch on that realm as well. The scent I like. It's not the best scent. It's a scent that I like, though. I think it's a very pleasant scent. I think it's a very nice scent. And for that, 7 out of 10. So if your budget is a little bit higher, if you're looking for something that's gonna, if you're looking for a rainy day fragrance, if you're looking for a citrus that's gonna last, if you're looking for a citrus that's gonna be a little bit different, it's got a little bit of florals in it, that's going to kind of set you apart from the rest of the citruses that you come across. You're definitely gonna smell unique. I'll give them that. Go for it, I would definitely say. So, but in the end, my rating is a 7 out of 10 out of it for it. Still, go ahead and try it, and it's another one that you definitely have to try on your skin to make sure that it's just a little bit more compatible with you, okay? Any questions whatsoever, please feel free. Leave me a message, send me a note, do whatever you gotta do. Thank you, take care of yourselves, and have a great day.